Please don't forget to subscribe.
Whispering, but it's not time and my kids are asleep. I don't want to wake them up, but yeah, I'm not going to whisper anymore. Let's get to it. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Hey, welcome to the channel. What are you talking about? Welcome to the channel. This life. If you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Marian and you're welcome to my Deli'scorner. This is my corner. You're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to my channel to watch my videos. I appreciate it. And today, I've got some juicy story. Today, I'm going to be talking about... It's an interesting story time, you guys. I'm going to be talking about the birth of my first child. I've got two girls, by the way. I've got a 2-year-old and I've got an 8-month-old. So yeah, it's a lot actually. You've got your hands full. So anyway, it's interesting and it's rewarding every day. So every day is new things you learn. And so today I'm going to talk about the birth of my first child. And I've actually never really spoken about, like, sat down and, spoken about this, like, the whole process, the whole details, and, I've heard everyone's, like, perspective, my sister's perspective, my mom's perspective, my dad's perspective, my husband's perspective, but I've never really spoken about my point of view, about how everything happened for me or what I was feeling during the process. So, yeah, it happened. I think I was supposed to have my EDD was on the 5th of February. On the 5th of February, and I remember I had my last appointment with my midwife. So I went to the midwife, and then when I finished, she was like, okay, if you not had the baby by the end of the week or whatever, you have to come back. So I was like, okay. Then I walked. It was like 5 minutes walk to the bus stop. I entered the bus and went home. So when I got off the bus, it was like 15 minutes walk to my house. So I walked home. I was heavily pregnant. Obviously, it took longer than 15 minutes, probably half an hour. Because I remember I was stopping, like, on my way, I was just stopping. And I remember a lady asking me, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. So when I got home, I was at home and I was hungry. I was like, okay, no, actually, that's not what happened. On my way home, I'm like, okay, I want to eat fried rice with chicken, this and that. So I bought the stuff I needed. I was like, okay, when I get home, I'm going to cook. I didn't know what I was expecting that day. I didn't even know anything was going to happen that day, because I was thinking, okay, because they usually say for your first baby, the child usually don't come on your EDD. So they usually come late. So I wasn't really expecting anything. So I got home and I made food. My sister went to work. My nephew went to school. So it was just me at home. I made fried rice and grilled chicken wings. I was exhausted by the end of that. I was exhausted. So I was just sitting, and then I ate. I did eat a little bit, because after I finished cooking, I couldn't really eat, so I just had a little bit. That night, I was watching TV. I was sitting watching TV, and the next thing I felt like I needed to pee. So I went to pee. I was like, oh, what the midwife or they've been describing as a bloody show. So my sister was asleep, because obviously she had to go to work the next day. So I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. So, like, my water, it broke, but it's not like it just broke, like I could see water all over the floor. No. So it kept trickling and trickling. I didn't say anything. I didn't wake her up, so I allowed her to sleep. So the next morning, I was like, oh, do you know my water broke last night? And then she was like, what? Why didn't you wake me up? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? Mind you, that throughout that night, I was feeling cramps because I was like, okay, this feels like, I knew it's starting now. I was like, okay, this feels like period pain, but a little bit, just a little bit on, and just a little bit intense, just a little bit. So it's just like, okay, but how do you feel? Do you feel like you have to go to the hospital? Because usually they'll tell you, oh, when you feel like you're 3 to 5 centimeter, or 2 to 3, whatever, centimeter dilated or whatever. If you monitor your, not dilated, sorry, I said that. If you monitor your contractions, if they are 2 to 3 minutes apart, then you can come to the hospital. Okay. Then she's like, okay. I was like, she said, oh, should she stay? I was like, no, you can go to work. If anything happens, I'll call you to come. 12 o'clock or whatever, I'll come at work until, like, it's a family emergency, so I can come. So I called her and then she came, and then we're just there, and throughout the day it was just gradually. It just continued. It wasn't really, the pain wasn't really increasing as much, but it wasn't reducing as well. And so I think towards the evening, like, um, can't remember the exact time. I think like 6 o'clock or something like that. I called the hospital. I was like, oh, I think my water broke last night. I'm feeling these contractions, this and that, and this and that. And then the lady, I said, of course, I don't know what's going on. And the lady was like, okay, do you want to come in for a checkup? Or she's like, oh, obviously they'll ask you, is this your first baby? I was like, yeah, okay, do you want to come in? So I went in, the lady, she checked me, everything. She's like, oh, I think your water did break, but there's nothing going on. And then they sent me back home. So we went back home, and she was like, oh, they sent me back home, and she's like, oh, come tomorrow at 8 a.m. So it was an interesting night, to say the least. So I went in the morning at 8 a.m. I think I was there before 8 o'clock. I went there. I was just lying there. They were money plug. Oh, the most uncomfortable thing ever. Like, you're lying down in one spot because they'll have to plug the monitor to your tummy to monitor the heart rate of the baby, to monitor the movement, to monitor how many contractions you're having and how intense they are. So you're lying down there for like 2 hours or whatever, just there basically. And then it kept going on and on and on and on. And apparently, when they were like, okay, I'm just in this, like, a box room with just a bed and that's there. And they're like, okay, we have no rooms. Apparently, a lot of people were having babies that period. A lot of people were having babies that period. There was no room. So, okay, you're going to stay here until we can find you a room. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So finally, like, let's say, um, past, past 3 or something like that. Uh, Mind you, I was not even aware of the time frame. So if I'm saying it was like towards the evening, maybe 3, 4, something like that, then they moved me to a room. So now we're in the room, and the same monitoring and all that. And the doctor came and checked, and she's like, oh, you're 3 centimeter, you're free. Doctor came in and checked, and she's like, oh, you're 3 centimeter dilated. I'm like, only 3 centimeters with all of this, only 3 centimeters dilated. Okay, because at that point I've not had anything. I think that I had for painkillers I was given cocodamol. That was what I was given, because usually they'll ask you, okay, so when the pains get too much, do you want to have epidural or whatever like that, or what, anything. I was like, okay, I didn't want to have an epidural. I was just fine. Maybe I was thinking like, you know, per gas and air. Okay, I was like, okay, I'll just have gas and air. Guys, it wasn't funny. Like, and then when she came, then they finally moved me to the room where I was gonna have the baby. Still on the monitoring, people, the nurses, the midwives, they're going in and out. Like, I'm in pain. Like, I can I can tolerate pain, but when I see no, when I see women crying and screaming, I don't blame them, but I just feel like if I scream, I'm gonna lose more energy. So there was no point screaming. I kept biting my lip. I was grinding my teeth. I was holding on to the bed sheet. I was holding on like this, squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And then the midwife for the night shift came in, and the other one left. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be your midwife for the night, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, she was there. She's like, okay, I'm gonna check you now to see how many centimeters you're dilating. And she checked. She's like, oh, you're 6 centimeters dilated. Mind you, I had no knowledge of the time. I didn't even know what time it was. If it was 10, if it was 8 or whatever time it was, I had no clue. I was just in my mind like, okay. At this point, I think I was only on gas and air, so I was just on the gas and air, and I was like, oh, 6 centimeters. Okay, it's going, whatever. And fast forward to like maybe 2 3 hours later, she came back. She's like, oh, there's nothing going on. If I come back, because you're stressing too much, you're going through too much, if I come back again and you're not like 10, you're not at the point where you have to push, or 10 centimeters dilated, I'm gonna have to take you to theater to have an operation or have a CS. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to have a CS. I know at that point, like, some people would say, I don't care. Get it out of me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to have a CS. I remember I put my hand in my tummy. I'm like, you have to come now. Like, we're not having no CS. I'm like, you're coming now. I'm like, you're a good girl. You listen to mommy. You're going to come now. So mommy can rest. Mind you, at this point, obviously my mom, my dad, my husband, because they were not with me. They were back home in Nigeria. They are praying, because I remember they kept calling, because I was just with my sister in the in the ward. They kept calling her, what's going on. She was on video call. She was on this and that and that. She kept, just wanted to find out. And she put to bed. And she put to bed. And she put to bed. I didn't even care what was going. They are calling or anything. I'm like, baby, you have to come now, and now you're coming now. So when she went, and when the doctor went and came back again, was like, I don't remember. She came back with a male doctor. She came back with a male doctor, and the doctor was like, because he looked, it was like, oh, you're only on gas and air. I'm like, yeah. Mind you, at this point, my throat was dry. Like, my lips were crusty and dried from my lips to my throat, inside my stomach. Everything was dry. I was drinking a little bit of water, but like, I kept swallowing my saliva because my throat was so dry. And he's like, no, I don't like this gas and air. Can you, like, I don't want it. Take it off. She's like, and he went like, oh, do you want me to give you an epidural? It's gonna, for you to take a break so you can relax, for a bit. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I want the epidural. The epidural, I didn't know it was a needle like this long going in your spine. I don't know what I thought it was. I knew it was an injection, but I didn't know what it, like, the process it takes to get an epidural. And he's like you're contracting, and he's like, oh, make sure you sit still, don't move. don't move your back, don't move anything, because if you move and you your spine might be damaged. So it's like, don't move, just sit still. I remember the midwife was like holding me still. How do you sit still when you feel like so I had to stay like that, and then he did that. He did that because at that point I could not even feel anything, because I've been through a lot of pain. I could not even feel anything. I didn't even care, and he did that, and then he gave me there's a button you have to press, like if you feel like the pain is like it's coming back, or the one is the dose you had is eased off and the pain is coming back. You press it to give yourself like a little bit more dose or whatever. When it did that, I was like, after like it wasn't even up to like 3 minutes, I felt nothing. I'm like, why was I suffering myself all along? Why didn't I say I wanted the epidural? I was thinking to myself. At least I got a little bit of break. So I was telling myself, why didn't I opt for this all along? I'm like, okay, at least now I get to rest a bit from the contraction. You can feel the pressure, but you can't feel the pain. Like the pain you're feeling, the cramps, the pain and all that. You can't feel that, but you can still feel, oh, I want to sleep. I feel sleepy. I want to sleep. She was like, oh, you can sleep for a bit. I remember I dozed off for like probably for like a minute, and then the other lady came back, the the female lady that checked me before, and then that said, oh, if you're not dilated before blah 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 blah, I'm going to take you into the theater and I'm just going to bring the baby out because the baby is you're suffering too much and the baby's heart rate is dropping. Yeah, that's what they said. So when she came back, she checked me. She's like, "Oh, you're 10 centimeters dilated." I'm like, "Oh, so you can start pushing out." Mind you, this was in the morning. This has been going on for like 2 days, because obviously it was like 24 hours after my water broke that I started having like what they considered as contractions. So this has been going on for like 2 days, close to 2 days approximately. So she was like, "Oh, you can start pushing now." And I remember in like the morning, the midwife left, then the other midwife came. So when she said, "Oh, I can start pushing," and then told the other midwife, blah blah blah, so she left. So the new midwife came, and she didn't even pay attention to me. It was me like, "How are you? You okay?" Nothing. Nothing. The only thing she said was when she told me, "Oh, good morning, I'm going to be your midwife for today." That was all she said. And she just kept on doing what she was doing. And then I'm like, is she serious? So I was asking my sister, like, is she serious? Can't she see I'm here? And at this point, I was feeling like, okay, like I want to push. Like I could feel the pressure. Like the baby is pushing. Like I want to push. And I'm telling her I feel like pushing. She's like, oh, no, 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 no. Don't push. Don't push. How do you hold a child in that wants to come out? How? Stop yourself from pushing. Try not to push. I was there trying not to push. And then she went and called, like after like, what, how long? I can't even remember the time. And then she came, she was like, oh, no, actually, she didn't even come. The female doctor that wanted to take me to the theater came back, and she's like, oh, you've not started pushing yet. You need to push now. That was when she came to where I was, and okay, now you can start pushing, blah, 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 this, and that. And then, so I started pushing, and there was nothing happening. And the main male, then they went to call the male doctor, and then he came in. It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna have to, help. And he gave what's the name? Episode. If I get it wrong, I'm gonna insert the name. I'm gonna write the name on the screen. Episiotomy. That's when they cut. It was, I could see the scissors, but I didn't even care at that point. Obviously they gave me an injection, and then it just cut like a tiny section, so it can, the baby's head can come out easily after that. And finally, I think I pushed like, like 10 no, like 10 minutes. Not sure, it was up to 10 minutes. And baby, yeah, let's just say approximately 10 minutes. And then the baby came out. I was exhausted at that point. The moment the baby comes out, like before the baby comes, when it's like at that point, I think that because before then you're watching, so then you hear, oh, the ring of fire, blah blah blah. At that point it feels like your thighs are ripping apart, like literally they're ripping apart. And the moment the baby comes out, it feels like all the pain is gone. Like you just, like there's just a baby there, like this is yours now, this is your responsibility. And just their tiny eyes looking at, like, they'll be like, oh, this was been in my tummy, I've been carrying in my tummy all along. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment down below what I said before. Comment down below story time number 2. Don't forget to share this video with your family. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, side eye emoji, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and come back again for another bomb video. So that's my story, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and follow my Instagram. The link is there. Follow me on my Instagram. Or if you don't want to click on the link, go to Instagram and search for May_Deli'scorner. Follow me on Instagram. Like my pictures. I'm joking, guys. I think I'm just too hyped this night. Probably it's past 12 a.m. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I love you guys. And don't forget, like I said in my last video, and I'll continue to say it, Jesus is coming soon. And Jesus loves you. And I love you guys. Bye. And see you in my next video. Which means you have to come back. Bye. Peace. Bye, guys.